Hey Roswell, Matt Miller here with your pastoral update. I'm outdoors in a cool August day. It's pretty rare for Georgia to be cool in August, but it is so. School's kicking off this week and then next week, so for many of us, life is changing and moving around. One of the things that's altering and that has altered has been the developments around COVID and the Delta variant in particular. And so I wanted to address that because some folks have been asking, are there going to be any changes or implications for RCC, our Sunday services, and masks in the building in particular. And so listen, as we know right now, right, the Delta variant, while more contagious, it seems to be very obvious it's more contagious, it does not seem to be more severe. According to the CDC, those that are vaccinated are not at risk of severe disease. And this new variant doesn't seem to be more contagious for children either than its predecessors. So for now, we are not going to be mandating masks in our facility in the building on Sunday mornings. Of course, you are free and have permission, of course, to be able to wear a mask if that's something that you want to do. You're free to do so. But we just want understanding that for some people, some of these new developments are going to make you feel a little bit more uncomfortable with where things are at, and maybe being in a room with people that are not masks is going to be a bit much. And like, we totally understand that. We understand that everyone is on a continuum and continues to be so. And so we want to be not only sensitive to that, but we also invite you to kind of be a part of our community in the best way that fits for you and of course for your family. Now, I do want to say, though, like, in light of the preponderance of evidence, I do want to encourage those of you who have not been vaccinated to get vaccinated. It appears that this is one of the best ways in which we can protect ourselves and also continue to help increase the safety of our community. So I just want to invite you into that. I was reading on the Georgia Department of Health even today, and it said that virtually all hospitalizations and deaths are among those that are not vaccinated. And so we obviously want to be a healthy, thriving community. So now, just so we're clear, I'm talking about if you're an adult, that's what I would invite you to. But if you have moral reasons, or if you have some physical limitations that make this not tenable for you, that's okay. You need to be able to be moving faithfully towards what God's calling you into in this season. I do want you to know, though, that we are continuing to remain attentive and look for any developments, any changes or implications that would have an effect on our community. Or we also connected to other churches, as we're all, as church faith communities, trying to discern the best way to love our churches, to engage our community effectively, and to be wise and safe. So just know that our ear is still attentive to that. And of course, in general, most of us recognizing that COVID is with us for a minute here. And so we're trying to figure out and learn what it looks like for us to not only survive, but actually to flourish amidst the present tense reality of COVID for the foreseeable future, if not forever. So anyway, if you do want any updates or just maybe a clear, simple outline of what the COVID policies are for adults in the sanctuary, teens, kids, etc., that's all on our website under the resource tab. It says COVID-19 underneath that. You can read there and see a little bit of what's expected, or how kind of our policies play themselves out there. So, as always, I do want to invite all of us to fight for the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace, as Paul says in Ephesians 4. Let's fight to remain united, to love one another with a pure heart, and to remain attentive to our own spirit and souls as we listen to God and love each other. Now, COVID is not the only thing that's going on. I know it's loud right now again, but it's not the only thing. We have actually a lot of things to look forward to as we begin this new year, as we begin to reconnect to one another, and as we move with a degree of clarity and intentionality into the calling that God has put on each of one of our lives. And we believe that really, really matters, regardless of what's going on around us in the world, that God's made us on purpose for a purpose. And to that end, we want to invite you to be a part of the ministry fair, which is going to be in basically a little over a week on August 15th. We're going to be having an opportunity to be together, to think about and invite each other to serve and as well as to connect. And so we're going to be sticking around afterwards for a meal. So make sure you're here on August 15th for the ministry fair. And then as we kick off the year and the kind of the new vision of calling and the invitation to a new year of intentionality of living out our call in community, we'll be doing that on August 29th. 29th, as we kind of all shift from a year in the scriptures to now a year moving towards living out our calling in community. So make sure you're a part of that with us, and whatever means is best for you. Know that you are loved. We're so glad to be a community that has to learn to love in the midst of uncertain times, in the midst of the certainty of the reality that we have in Christ Jesus and we have in the love we have for one another. So know that you're loved. Look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Of course, as always, if you have questions, feel free to email the elders at elders@roswellchurch.org. So you're loved. See you Sunday.